All right, first one is college basketball superlatives, and just looking at the time and knowing when some of our constraints, this might be the only one we get to today. But I
We can
made a
fly
list of
through. We can go
all
quick.
right,
I believe in us.
all right. I made a list of superlatives, sent them to y'all ahead of time. Let's discuss them. So I'll start with the some are fun, some are serious. This one is somewhere in the between, and I'll give a preface to this one in particular. Was inspired by Travion Williams, who got benched in favor of Zach Edey. Was it last year? Was it last year when those two played together? Or was it 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. I'm getting my
Mhm.
timelines confused. But Greg responded to that by calling Purdue bench your All American U going into last season, and then it turned out Zach Edey was the best player in the country. But this one, most likely preseason All Conference candidate to get benched. And
Ooh.
this could either be because of the talent behind them or because of poor play or because of roster fit. But who is the most likely preseason all conference candidate to get benched?
Hmm.
Ooh,
Great
uh,
question.
it's a great question, and I'm gonna pick a homer pick here, and it's a little bit affected because my point guard got shot, but it would have been AJ Hogard for me.
Good pick.
I mean, the qualification was preseason all conference
AJ Hogard was preseason All Big Ten.
at SpartanHoops.com, at
No, no,
SpartanRhinos.com.
by the media
Oh God, man, I can't
and the
believe we're still doing
coaches.
this. I can't believe we're still doing this. Okay.
He was.
Then I guess that's the answer. Like if we're qualifying AJ as he was a preseason all guy, like
This
then
is
yeah, he's been a disaster.
that was my answer.
Okay.
Now you can say your answer.
That's my answer then.
Oh my God.
If AJ Hogarth was a preseason all conference guy, then yeah, he's been a disaster. He was benched literally. So good. That's a good answer. Riley, who's yours?
I mean, I got to go with Tyrese Proctor. He came off the bench last game, still played 27 minutes, but I'm not saying it's going to happen, but just even looking at how Duke went 4-0 in his absence, Jared McCain is obviously playing like by far the best ball of the season. So at this point, and Caleb Foster, I think, gives you more offensive spurtability, if you will. Like he's definitely not as consistent as Proctor, but maybe you go upside there and roll with him and let Proctor get comfortable running the second unit. I mean,
I love the word spurtability. That will be worked into my vocab moving forward for the rest of the year.
I have a new one just for differentiation. I don't know that this guy was an all conference player in the Big East or not, but Stephen Ashworth deserves mention here.
ooh,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
he's been horrendous, and I think people expected really big things from him.
It's
That's a
good
good
stuff.
one. Good pull. The only other one I was going to mention, this feels pretty unlikely, and the goal here is to go most likely, so maybe this disqualifies him. But is there a slight chance that Klingon comes back? Like whenever Klingon's healthy, he just comes off the bench through the remainder of the season, and they roll with Samson Johnson.
Ooh.
That thought crossed my head, but I didn't want to go there.
And with that, I wouldn't even say it's a reflection on Klingon. I think his defense has been so good this year. He hasn't made the offensive leap that I expected him to. Um, but I just wonder if there's a chance with his health concerns if it becomes more of like a 50-50 split between him and Johnson for the minutes at the five.
I definitely could see
I'm not
that.
mad at that. Yeah, I can see it too.
Yeah, I want to just keep rattling off names now, but it's going to get disrespect. Like DeJuan Harris was like an All American in some circles. He's been bad, I think,
Yeah, but
comparatively
who do you put in for him?
for Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's not going to get benched. That's true.
Yeah, like you got. I mean, I see that, but like, who's the guy who's gonna
You're right.
take over? I wanted to go there with like Tyrese Hunter from Texas, but I didn't know who was gonna be the guy from Texas to like come out.
Remember when you
Mm-hmm.
guys said Dylan Dessou was the top power forward in the country?
I'm not
When
abandoning
healthy,
anything.
Dylan Disu is one of the better power forwards in the country.
That was a
Yeah, I'm not
wild.
selling my Dylan Dessou stock yet.
Either
All
am
right,
I.
let's move on. This one's on the more serious, typical superlative side. Most likely Cinderella. Which team outside of let's exclude the Mountain West and the A10, and say outside of those top seven leagues, which team's most likely to make the second weekend?
Hmm.
Excluding the Mountain West too, because Colorado State
Mm-hmm.
would be the answer. Um, I saw, didn't you guys at Heat Check did like a preseason Cinderella thing, and I believe our friend Brian Ralph had some good answers there. He was proud of his
Yeah, he
answer.
did. There's
Hmm.
one of his that would be my answer right now.
So like the parameters on this is it got to be just like an outside the top 25 team.
Mm-hmm. Or outside the, I still think it has to be a mid major, and it can't include the A10 or the Mountain West.
Okay. That's tough for me because I'm not a mid-major connoisseur like that. So once you get past the A10 in the Mountain West, I struggle.
I got it.
Uh,
I got
yeah,
it. Western Carolina is my answer. I think that's not a mainstream answer, although Jeff Goodman was there last night watching Fontarius Woolbright. But I think most people would say James Madison or maybe talk themselves into Grand Canyon. I
oh,
will I will take Western Carolina, who has the best mid-major player in the country, in my opinion, in Woolbright. His numbers are stupid.
got my answer. Easy one. Indiana State.
Mm, that's a good one too.
Sycamores. Sycamores. That offense is fun, and future Michigan coach is doing great things over there. So yeah, I like them a lot. Like Love Avila, Swoop. They got a team full of guys that shoot 40% from three and they move the ball. I'm in on them, and that's not just because of how they played Michigan State. Like if you look at any of their other games, just a really fun, good basketball team. I don't think anyone wants to see that team in March.
Both good picks. I was going to rock with McNeese State in honor of Ralph. I know Southland, just an abysmal conference, but they have that win over VCU. They have the win over Michigan, which would probably put them more in like the 14 seed range as opposed to like a 15 or 16. Will Wade, tournament experience, and Shahada Wells, another dude who was at TCU the past 2 seasons and has some tournament experience too. So
It's good picks. Good
Great
picks all
picks.
around.
Great picks.
those
Great
were good
picks. Hit us
picks.
a couple rapid fire ones, Riley. Give us like, I know you came up with like 50 of this, so maybe we should do a full episode of this at one point, but like give us your three funniest categories here.
All right, three funniest ones. Most likely mid-season wardrobe transformation, and I put the note. Think Brandon Podziemski showing up at Santa Clara with braids.
That's good. That's really, really good. Do you have one off the top of your head so we can think for a second?
I do. I would be really well. I got two actually off the top of my head. I would be so not surprised if Reed Shepherd showed up like once this new semester starts with a half sleeve in some capacity. Like if he just spent his Christmas break cashing out on NIL checks to go get inked. That'd be one. The other would be Jared McCain. Like if he showed up for the second semester with some variation of braids or cornrows that were dyed like pink or something or green or blue. Oh, definitely blue. He's definitely dyeing his hair blue. Like that wouldn't be surprising at all.
I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I have a lot of McCain options here. There's endless opportunity there. I think we already saw one. Just for the record, Zach Edey got a tattoo mid-season, and that seems notable to keep an eye
That
on.
does
Like
seem
maybe he keeps adding to a forearm sleeve or something. I also think Reed Shepard was going to be mine. I think there's a chance Reed Shepard like just cuts one of those zigzags into the side of his
mm-hmm.
head. I don't know what that would do for Kentucky, but I think there's a chance it happens.
I need Zach Edey to get one tattoo for every big, like after every Big Ten game. You know how Taylor Heineke, the quarterback for, I think he's on the Falcons now, he buys a pair of Jordans of the other team's color every time he beats them. I need Zach Edey to get a tat for every Big Ten when he gets the season, and then he gets to the final game, he gets to the Final Four, and he just has a full sleeve on his left arm.
That
That'd be
would be good.
beautiful.
That'd be
That would
sick.
be
They would
that
win
would
it
be
all.
really
They're
good.
cutting
Let's
nets.
see what else. What else?
Klingon wouldn't be that surprising if Klingon came back with like a mullet and some sort of tattoo from his injury.
A mullet?
Yeah, because he already has like he kind of has it long in the front. I'm talking like let it grow a little bit in the back, shave it on the sides. Not like a
Yeah.
full on like redneck mullet, but like the Gen Z mullet.
Yeah, I got you. Like party in the back, clean in the front side
Hmm.
type thing. Well, Cohen Carr already cut his hair, so that's surprising. Even though I haven't seen a picture of it, there's rumors out there. Interested to see how that affects his dunky dunks. But hmm, on the topic of coming back tatted, I wouldn't sleep on Cormac Ryan coming back with a forearm tat. Nothing like fully sleeved up, but something that literally just goes from wrist to middle of the elbow. He'll have
Hmm.
something maybe in like the Iggy's Brazdeikis like snake Slytherin moniker, but like instead of like Iggy's being like I'm a snake killer, it comes out that like Cormac Ryan's just a massive, massive like Slytherin Harry Potter fan, and he just gets
Mhm.
that on his wrist and forearm. Secondly, as far as haircuts, let's not sleep on Hunter just letting his hair just grow and going no cut for the rest of the season. I don't know what that turns out and looks like, but there's a world where we get to the Big 12 championship game and Hunter has like a Kyle Singler mop look going on.
Mm-hmm. I think I like that good pick.
I think if Cormac Ryan got a tattoo, it would be of like a balloon floating away out of reach. That's what I think it would be. I don't know why, but I
I
see.
think if he got a forearm tat, it would help his confidence and maybe he'd hit some like be a little more reliable from three. He's been really streaky this year. We can
I
move
have
on.
one more, Riley. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
okay. Let's hear it.
Final one.
Yeah.
This one's actually like I think this will happen. It's also probably not very comedic in tone, sadly, but I think if Terrence Shannon returns, I think he has a totally different look. Just like a
Yeah.
start fresh type thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For sure. I'm gonna bring us back into the humorous tone and say, worst allocation of NIL funds for our next superlative. Which player did you hear was getting a bag this offseason that you're like, oh man, if I was donating to this program, I would want my money back?
Oh, this is easy. You go to one program, it's Kirk Kriisa.
Oh, I didn't even think about
That
that.
that is
Good
the
pull.
that is the worst allocation of NIL funds this season.
You could throw Jesse Edwards in there as well. I don't even know if he's played for West Virginia.
There's a couple West Virginia players you could throw in there probably.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like the Creasa call out. I wouldn't have thought of that. My head always goes to Nick Timberlake on this just because of opportunity cost. I think
Mhm.
Kansas could have used that money on anyone in the country. Like we've talked about, could have been Dalton Connect in Kansas Blue. And instead they got Nick Timberlake and he's probably getting paid handsomely to be horrible. That's crazy to me. I also feel obligated to share stories I've been shared privately that I'm not supposed to share with this. But I know from
You feel obligated. You feel obligated to do that.
well, I know for a fact from someone who actually may work in the department that helps with this happening that Juwan Howard has no idea how to manage NIL funds. So there was a number that is here's your budget for the season, Juwan. And Juwan was just like, yeah, pay all my players this much now instead of like divvying it up or making it incentive based or using it to go get players that are eligible to go to the school. So I know God bless him, but like Yusuf Kayat got like a number this summer just because Juwan was like, just pay him. Like that's insane to me.
Bad business.
All right, I'm gonna stay one more negative, then we can flip to some positive ones to end on. Team most in need of a players only meeting. This is the one. This is the one I teased because my answer was gonna be the entire Pac-12. Just like pick pick UCLA, pick USC, throw in or sprinkle some Oregon State in there just because maybe some Wazoo. But with UCLA in particular, I'm like, if they had a players only meeting, I think they might completely turn on Cronin. So they just need to hash it out with their coach.
They'd be like,
Same-
guys. Why are we talking about fixing each other? If we all band together, he can't take us like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Same,
It would be what is it, a coup? A coup?
a coup, yeah.
Coup.
Same with Indiana. Like they need to hash it out with Woodson.
Right. They'll be like, we know he has a scheduled 2 p.m. nap. We'll get him then, and then we'll see what happens. I still would go Indiana players only for honorable mention. But the other one, I picked Creighton. Like I think Creighton just needs like a come to Creighton moment. Like let's come to the fact that we shouldn't have got those Elite Eight rings. We need to repent for those sins, and we need to realize that we're good.
I like that call. I'm just going to stick to teams I think have something to play for because I think players only meetings from teams that just stink are pointless. I've been a part of being aware that my high school teams were doing that. And I'm just like, guys, don't waste your time. Like, go play video games or something. It's not going to fix anything. The team I think could use one is Texas A&M. We've talked about how they've been a little underwhelming in non-conference, 9-4. They've lost essentially all the big games that they've played, minus the big comeback against Iowa State. This is a team that won like 16 games in SEC play last year. I still think they're capable of doing it if they're healthy. But I would like to hear that like Wade Taylor brought the boys together and looked Henry Coleman in the eyes and was like, "We're better than this, Henry. Let's go fix this."
Henry.
Mm-hmm.
I
I would throw Virginia in there. I think that they, in some ways, I'm like, yeah, they're too far gone to have something to play for, but they're still 11-3 ACC. I mean, it's wide open to finish in the top 4. I don't think they can win it, but they have enough guys to they have enough guys to be better than 127th on offense. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
All right, let's fly through some happy ones. Some actual awards that people would want to win. We can talk best 6-man, best perimeter defender, and best gunner, which I think Greg will like.
I do like that.
What
was the 6th-man gunner and what was the third one?
Perimeter defender.
Perimeter defender. Go ahead, Cart.
Perimeter defender, I'll go Lance Jones. Best 6-man. Ooh. Is it cheating to pick Tyrese Proctor? Because I actually think that Tyrese Proctor would be the best 6-man in the country if he's coming off the bench.
It's up to
Ryan.
Ryan.
A little bit cheating right now.
Is that okay? That's cheating.
Just
okay,
he's not locked in a bench role yet.
Okay, all right. Let's not do that then. Greg, you can fire off your best perimeter defender if you want.
I don't pay attention to defense. Like
what?
Well,
I'd give it to Devin Carter.
Providence. I like that pick.
He's been freaking disgusting this year. It feels like anytime you watch a Providence game, if you look away for a second and look back at the TV, it feels like every time Devin Carter is getting a steal. That man is on a mission this year.
I was sick watching that game down the stretch though, as they continue to go to Josh Aduro when you had Devin Carter there just looking. That really grinded my gears. Coach English. I hate that you put perimeter defender because I could just pick defender in general. I think this award easily goes to Kashad Johnson.
Same. I'd rock with you on that one.
That was going to be my answer for the record.
For best defender, do you have the best 6-man in head?
No.
It's got to be Dillingham. Even when I listed this, I forgot Dillingham comes off the bench. Dillingham or Reed both are coming off the bench.
Got to be Dillingham.
No, yeah.
Got to be Dillingham. I love
Dillingham might also be the best gunner while we're on that subject. But I feel like he makes plays for others too. Like he has some gunner. Like I would almost say Reeves is more of the gunner on that team because he has that 1 for 16 game against Kansas. Those are some gunner numbers right there.
Very true. That was special gunner numbers. Yeah, I think you got to go Dillingham.
Okay. The gunner to me, there's only one answer for this. I'm upset that neither of you admitted this immediately. It's Dalton Knecht. There's only one player in the country who, the moment he touches the ball, is like, I'm shooting the ball every time. That's all he thinks about. It's all he does, and he's great at it. He has to be by default the gunner. 6-man, I feel like Dillingham is by definition the best 6-man, but I feel like he's too good to win 6-man. That's almost an insult to Rob Dillingham. I don't want to insult a player that good. So shouldn't we have to give it to a player that's actually kind of bad, that's just good as a 6-man?
Like a 6-man role player, like
Trey Holloman. Genuinely mean this. Trey Holloman's been fantastic this year. He's a great 6-man, but it's Trey Holloman, you know?
My homer pick is Seth Trimble.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I know you still got some love for Seth, Greg.
I do love Seth.
You always believed in him. You never wavered on him last year. Seth Trimble has been awesome this year.
No, I still am wavering. I don't like him, but I mean,
still am wavering.
It was always Seth Trimble versus Doug McDaniel, and now that we don't have to have that conversation anymore, I can enjoy Seth Trimble's
we don't. One's eligible and one's not. So
yeah, one had a breakout game with 4 points. That was lovely to see.
Okay, watch your tone. Seth Trimble is averaging 11.5 points over our past 2 games. Threw down a disgusting dunk against Pitt.
Excuse me. Whoa.
That dunk was nasty, though. I'll give you that.
That dunk was filthy. Doug can't do that. Doug can't do that.
Doug can do that. For the record, I've seen it. All
right.
I'm gonna kiss.
Last one, and then we can move on to the next topic. Best win of the year.
Is it cheating to?
Bryant beating FAU.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. Is it cheating to say the Maui Invitational?
Is
That's
there
what I
one
would.
specific game? Would you like?
No, it just like the act of winning that event was the best win
Yeah,
event for me for
I think
prediction.
that's a good pick. I'd
Yeah.
probably roll with FAU over Arizona though. Just like the dramatics, the theatrics, doing it in was it in Phoenix? Like basically a road game. Like they were
Yeah,
chanting U of A the whole time. I was so impressed by that win. Like I thought FAU was a surefire top 5 team, and then they go lose to Dunk City. But
I like that.
um,
Yeah.
I would
I would go honorable mention UNC at, or no, no, it wasn't at, it was
home for
UNC
Tennessee.
home. Yeah,
Tennessee.
the home win against Tennessee. That
Yeah,
was
great win.
just like, and we're talking like impressive games.
Hmm.
That game was impressive.
I totally agree. I was gonna get there. It's a good one.